Hi, welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to be finishing up all of my November spreads in my reading journal. First, I'm going to start off by counting all the books in my journal so I know how many I read. For November, I read 14 books, which is the most books I've read any month so far this year. Next, I'm going to count all the days I've read in November, and the total for that is 25 days. Then I'm going to flip to the last two books I read in November to fill out the pages for my reading review. I am self-conscious about my reading review, so I'm not going to write them in this video, but when I do my final flip through, you will see them. Most, if not all, of my reviews have spoilers in them, so if it's a book you want to read, I definitely suggest avoiding reading anything on my pages. Now I am adding my book covers. I pre-print and cut all of my books on sticker paper, so when I finish the book, it's easy to quickly add it to my journal. I need to remember to record these from now on for my monthly wrap-ups. I like to add them to my journal the same day I finish them instead of waiting for the month to end, so I'll just record as I go this upcoming month. Inside the book cover, I keep track of the information I like to be able to flip back and easily look at. So after I get this glued down, you'll see me go through and write down all the information I need. But first I have to get it all glued down. Instead of giving you my thoughts on the book, I'll read you the synopsis off of Goodreads. Halle Barrett's life has imploded after she's dumped by her hotshot ex, who also happens to be her coworker and the star of the online series she was producing. Without a new show to present for the company competition, she'll be out of a job, but inspiration can come from the strangest places, like the most handsome guy she's ever seen passionately discussing Bigfoot on a late-night docuseries. Hayden Hargrove made a name for himself as a cryptid expert on his hit podcast and is intrigued by the plucky blue-haired producer who offers him the opportunity to lead his own web show. When the production team sees that Hayden's solo on-screen presence is bad enough to make a ghost Blanche, Halle jumps on camera too, hitting him and his cryptids with a healthy dose of skepticism and enough chemistry to electrify their show to the top of the competition. As Hayden and Halle investigate the unknown, they unearth feelings for each other that shake their beliefs to the core in their search for Mothman, aliens, and the truth. The most elusive discovery might just be learning to love again. I ended up giving this one 4 stars. 3 because the romance was adorable, an extra star just because it had paranormal elements, and I love everything paranormal, so I got an extra star just for that. I don't think I mentioned it, but everything I'm using on the page, I printed and cut out with my Cricut. So the book covers, the little foldy thing I have, and the stars. On to the last book I read in November. I read This Is Where We Talk Things Out. It is a horror novella. I read it because it was the October pick for the Literally Dead Book Club. Well, one of the 3. It was 3 novellas. And I really liked this one. I think I ended up giving it 5 stars just because it truly is horrifying on a not like gruesome or scary level, but just the idea of it is very horrifying. So again, I will just read the Goodreads synopsis of the book. This Is Where We Talk Things Out follows the gut-wrenching journey of Miller and her estranged mother Sylvie, who have always had a tense relationship. After Miller's father dies, she agrees to a girls' vacation away from the city to reconnect with the only family she has left. Although she's eager to make things work, Miller can't help but worry that her mother is seeing their countryside retreat as a fun weekend getaway instead of what it really is, a last-ditch effort to repair their relationship. Unfortunately, that quickly becomes the least of Miller's problems. Sylvie's trapped in the past, and if Miller's not careful, she will be too. This Is Where We Talk Things Out explores the horror of family trauma, mother-daughter relationships, and what happens when we don't let go. onto my books read spread. So now I just put the small cover onto my little bookshelf that I made. My Battle of the Books spread, I need to fill in the November space. So for that, I just flip through all of my reviews and find the 5-star. This is where we talk things out, was one of the only 5 stars I gave this month, so that is my winner for the month. Just coloring in my Goodreads progress doesn't really need an explanation. On to my year published spread. I like to keep track of the year each book I read was published in. On the right, I have this tab of sticky notes that I work backwards from, so from 2024 all the way to 1991 and earlier, where I just flip to that post-it note and write the book. So that way at the end of the year I can reference it when I fill out the spread. Right now, all I have is 2024 written down and all the books that were published that year, or this year, because I don't know how many I'm going to read. And honestly, I've read more than I thought I would. So once I'm done at the end of the year with 2024 reads, I will go in and work backwards to 2023 all the way down until I fill it up. I accidentally added night watching in here, which I actually listened to completely on the 1st of December. So that's going to go in my December spread. Now on to one of my favorite spreads, which is my monthly statistics. I will be flipping back and forth between my November pages and this page just to make sure I have all the numbers correct. I got this idea from someone here on YouTube, I think. I just cannot remember who it was. It was a couple of years ago when I first saw it, and it's been so long I lost the picture I saved of who made it. Not my original idea, but I did choose the categories, so she had different categories in the original video I saw. I just track books read, days read, pages read, Goodreads progress, physical books, audiobooks, ebooks, books bought, which I'm checking right there, and then the last one we don't talk about is my physical TBR. Flipping to the Literally Dead Book Club spread, I have to go in and put my star rating in for the books I did finally read this month. I read 2 of the October novellas, so I just have to put my star ratings in using these stickers from Creating & Co. Now I'm going to flip to my calendar spreads. This is just where I have each month and little book stickers with the number of the book I read. So I'm putting down, looks like 85, 86, and 87. Maybe 88. Did I read that many in this week? I don't know. I just like to keep track of when I finish each book, like week-wise, and how many in each month at a quick glance rather than having to flip back to each month individually. Now back to November, the beginning spreads. I just have to finish my monthly stats, so I have to fill in my new authors that I read from, repeat authors, any series I may have started or continued, my Goodreads progress, and then my star ratings. I'm flipping back to October just to make sure I'm doing it all in the correct order. It's November and it's been the same all year and I still forget. I find it funny, you can see the shadow of my head looking up and down from my computer screen as I write in each name to make sure I didn't forget anything and that I'm spelling them correctly. I don't have enough room for my star rating, so I'm getting in my scrap box to pull out a piece of paper that I will use to cut and tape into my journal that will flip down for my star rating for the month. I like to do it in pencil first, just to make sure I have enough room for all the X's for my star rating tracker, and then after I know I have enough room, I will go back in with my markers. Later on, I realized that I read the exception to the rule in October, not November, so I go in and white that mark out. After like 5 minutes of panicking, fixing everything, realized I didn't need to fix it, and then changing it all back.